A pleasant day to each and every one of us. My name is Eduardo Sicad Atonducan Jr. from BSSW Section 2A. Today, I'm going to discuss the learnings that I have learned from Module 1 to Module 3. So, in Module 1, it's all about clinical practice within the social work domain. So, I learned in this module first the meaning of clinical social work, second, the knowledge base of clinical social work, and the third is the professional values that are significant to clinical social work. So to expand the learnings that I have learned, let me discuss this. Clinical social work requires a core knowledge that is comparable to that which underpins all social work practice. It must express people knowledge in relation to their surroundings in a way that reflects the complexity of practice. The knowledge foundation that will give enough life and depth to the notion or idea that human beings are people in transaction with their environments must be defined. So, over time, social work has grown into a profession that has aimed to meet the needs of the public with the ultimate goal of increasing their well-being. This spirit is carried in the clinical social work job. Their purpose is to engage and empower patients to be partners in their treatment and recovery as they endeavor to support their patients. So, especially when they are at their most vulnerable time. So, and whatever they do, they uphold their respective agencies' goal, vision, and values as well as their professional code of ethics. So, clinical social workers in the community work to improve the sustain individuals, families, and small groups psychosocial functioning. They also concentrate on preventing social dysfunction or disability such as emotional and mental illnesses. Clinical social work is primarily concerned with the enhancement, maintenance, and rehabilitation of individuals, families, and groups' psychosocial functioning through the use of social work theory and practices while adhering to the profession ethics. So, however, we have different profession that practice clinical such as doctors and nurses. So, as a conclusion, I believe it is necessary that we analyze the knowledge base of clinical social work since it demonstrates the significance of social work today as the values that social workers promote have an impact on individuals, communities, and society. It may feel like a calling for people who want to pursue a bachelor degree in social work. And that's the case. That's not unusual. Social workers devote their lives to assisting others. Also, no other profession provides them with the same rewards and job satisfaction as social work. Today, social workers go beyond simply meeting people's fundamental needs to actively tracking the underlying issues and stifle societal progress and harmony. It is crucial to realize the circumstances that they are in when trying to comprehend the value of social work. So that's the learnings that I have learned in Module 1. So, I will continue to discuss the learnings that I have learned in Module 2. So, in Module 2 is all about the centrality of the person and situation perspective to clinical social work. So, in this module, I learned the person and situation environment perspective and the concept of social functioning in case situations. So, to discuss the learnings that I have learned in Module 2, the client scenario consists of both objective and subjective, which is yung objective is external and yung subjective naman is interior. So, that is the two components of a client scenario. So, the external aspect is the actual circumstance that has an objective quality and determined by variables such as client's physical attributes, location, social-cultural elements, and overt or evident conduct can be observed and validated by others. So, the internal aspect naman It refers to a perceived scenario that is subjectively viewed, processed, and produced in the mind of the individual or client. Furthermore, people or clients respond not just to their impressions of their surroundings, but also to their inner thoughts and feelings. Similarly, environmental assault have an emotional and psychological impact on the client's or individual's image or of the external world or and or himself or herself. And also it can influence his conduct to the environment. Serious attention to the personally internalized repercussions and environmental assaults and deprivation is a focus on the facts of the human situation rather than blaming and sufferer. So in this module also I learned why people portrays dysfunction and functional themselves in the society. So I learned in this module that the reasons behind why people become dysfunction is because of stress, anxiety, depression, and the trauma they experience in their past. So yung functional naman is to become a functional in the society, you must socialize and interact to boost your cognitive skills and interaction to others that makes yourself satisfied. So it is very important to be functional in the society because we can help in aiding in different societal issues that we have right now. So yun yung natutunan ko sa module 2. So lastly, in module 3. So in module 3 is all about the helping process relationship. Or the helping relationship. In this module, I learned the personal and professional strength and weaknesses as a helper, and also the goal of a clinical practitioner, and also the concept of a working alliance. To expand the learning, let me discuss this. To use the instrument effectively and knowledgeable, a worker must have extensive self-knowledge that develops through time. These necessities help us determine in which personal problems, attitude, and ideas are brought into the problem on the realm or cognitive cognition. A decent level of case with one's relieved self and a realization of one's flaws in such a way that supports self-worth and dignity are required. Because the use of self is an important component of the function, developing self-confidence is a worthy desire in its own right. Social work is a creative profession, nating tatandaan yan, and the practitioner creatively is essential once the other skills have been acquired. Ito yung dapat nating tandaan, that a social worker must be meticulously prepared for all aspects of her normal duties. Somebody must be constantly updated on the knowledge and skills required for their execution. Somebody must exercise genuine sensitivity in all social relationships, and somebody must maintain absolute respect for human life and all its form. And somebody must hold a fundamentally hopeful view of humanity and be willing to use the self to reconcile the frequently conflicting interests or marginalized person and the institution. There has two important issues in the social workers' creative use of self. First and foremost, the clients needs to recognize a reconcilable participant. To know her unique features, her name is perhaps an psychoanalytic in the worker, a family figure of some significance or relate to one key a worker who will remain in evidence despite uprootings and during movement through the system. And second, our own recognition of our own strength and weaknesses or qualities which must be worked. Therefore, I conclude in this module that workers' personal life can have an impact on their ability to perform their jobs and engage their colleagues, supervisor, and clients. Even if workers are dealing with major personal challenges at home, they must nevertheless satisfy performance goals and act professionally. Workers, on the other hand, can be compassionate and supportive while imposing performance and conduct standards at work. So that's the learnings that I have in Module 3. So, thank you so much for listening. The learnings that I have learned in Module 1 to Module 3. Thank you so much and have a great day ahead. Thank you.